Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Mario here once again, and I'm back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos. And welcome back to my Let's Play of Kirby Mouse Attack, aka Kirby Squeak Squad for North American version of the game for the Nintendo DS. So, last time we actually did talk about the forms of the shortest world in this game so far. Now see forms of World 5, Vocal Volcano, and yeah, that's what I can really think about this at this point. And today for this episode, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that we're going to be moving on to World 6, known as Ice Island. As far as I'm aware of this particular world's name, it's very simplistic by the looks of all that, but I'm assuming that this world is somewhat feels a bit similar to the likes of Peppermint Palace for the forms of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, although except the fact that the only major difference this time around though is the fact that this world won't be nearly as confusing as the ones in how it does in Peppermint Palace, at least to me though anyway. So, as far as this world suggests, it's just a snowy environment particular location, somewhat similar to the ones in, Iceberg from Kirby's Dream Land 2, and especially noticeable with Kirby's Dream Land 3, and especially noticeable with, again as I mentioned to you before, Peppermint Palace from the forms of, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, but except the fact that this world is, still really short though to beat though. So even then, let's go ahead and beat the likes out of this particular mini-boss right there, and we need to obtain the animal copy ability just for the sake of the actual grinding more treasure chests to be found here. So, again, there's not much else I can say about this for the most part though. So today was actually forms of the 23rd of July 2018. So that means we've almost nearly towards the end of July month. So even then though, that should be pretty pleasant right there. So I need to get some more cherries right there, because at the moment I need some more health there, just because of after the events of dealing out with the forms of that fiery owl boss, which you guys already know. And the reason why I was going to do the digging through out of the snow first, because we need to be able to achieve the first treasure chest. This might be really easy if you do this. Now, if you manage to clear out most of the areas of the digging through more tons of snow around here, then quickly dash forward from here, and that way you should be able to get that treasure chest immediately. So, yeah, it's not too bad. See, Fernando, yeah. Alright, so let's go and continue, and yeah, I'm also able to take Paracel. In fact, we haven't showcased off Paracel every once in a while, haven't we? I think we don't seem to use Paracel for quite some time. But yeah, so much like any forms of, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby Superstar, of all things, and also by the forms of Kirby's Dream Land 3 or something like that, and Nightmare in Dreamland, and The Amazing Mirror. The fact that you can able to actually use the Paracel for a multitude of things. You can either just glide down super slowly, or you can protect yourself when there's things above from you, like the forms of icicles here, or even especially noticeable with, although sometimes my timing on there wasn't exactly pure accurate about it. But even then, aside from that though, we've almost at the very end of a level though, so even then though that, well, because again, most of those levels in this game are significantly shorter than the likes of how it does it in any other Kirby games at this rate. Well, it wasn't until the future Kirby games, until Kirby's Epic Yarn and what have you, how the fact that most of the majority of the levels themselves are going to be way more longer than it should have been done. So, anyways though, let's go ahead and leave, and we get ourselves the more food supply, which even though that's the thing I was really hoping for anyway. And let's see on those treasure chests that usually contains inside. So let's see. We got another jigsaw puzzle piece there, in addition to the new sound listings, and also by the forms of a new copy ability scroll, which even then though that could be something worth mentioning. So almost 262. I believe this is the only world to actually feature 2 treasure chests. So yeah, that should be expected for the actual forms itself to be like that. So anyways though, let's go ahead and just explore for this icicle tower of any sort, as you can see on the distance there, because well, as far as you might as well notice something like this. But even then though, that we've only got about 5 more months left until Christmas this year, so even then though, that it's a bit too early to be able to celebrate Christmas, kind of think about it with this world environment as far as it will go. So anyways though, so let's go ahead and just get that. The only red treasure chest is right up there, so it's very easy to obtain. But then the second treasure chest we need to obtain though is to able to actually come across into, this Squeak's member, fur right there. So yeah. There's no point to activate the cannon though, just for the simple purpose of the forms of just for the sake of getting more items and all that stuff, like copy abilities or healing health and all that stuff. So yeah, nothing too surprising, at least to me though anyway. So anyways though, let's go ahead and just activate the flammable explosion type of syndrome block, and then we can able to actually get rid of those you know, canyon, to able to actually just go ahead and just left them into the bottomless pit down below to make them really easy to able to dodge them. Well, there are sometimes I'm almost gonna get hit by them. So yeah, as far as you expected with the forms of Ice Island, there's gonna be a lot of ice physics. Oh Christ, that was pretty close. Anyways though, but at least we come across into a second treasure chest at least. So anyways, let's go and get a fire ability. I actually kind of think about it. I wonder if it's possible to able to actually trying to able to distract you know, Spinny from that. Okay, I can. But the only unfortunate thing though is the fact that I need to make a way rather than just able to actually just temporarily stun him. So, but on the plus side though, we've made it inside though. So anyways, let's go and deal well with not only with the whole bunch of mice there, but also by the forms of Spinny to deal with there, so that's fine, I'll take a hit. As long as I... Oh my gosh, really? Jeez, these mice sometimes, they're always about to against with me. Even then though, their damage output, well, wasn't exactly as high as it used to be, but it's just how the fact that I always gonna get hit a lot by these guys. Mainly for the forms of how the fact that I just did not expect to see how they are able to actually react to in time. But anyway, we got ourselves a fire ability back at least, just in case by the forms of the actual, you know, the special hints by the forms of the actual ice world itself, especially there's going to be tons of ice blocks all over the place. So, anyways, we got ourselves a snow, spray paint, and also the fifth and the final star seal, which I'll explain more on that until we get to the very end of this world, because even then, you guys should know what I'm talking about. But anyways, now let's move on, and before we do this, let me just change into Avia first, and later on I might as well change to Snow Kirby, so that way, there we go. Everything else is all wintry themed, so you can then know that now we've got ourselves Snowy Kirby, and in addition to that, we immediately explore through, you know, Ice Island, so almost like a Christmas themed. So anyways, level 6-3, I'm assuming we're gonna be able to actually climb through the entire tower, and hopefully everything else will be checked in just as fine, so even then, oh yeah. Again, there's not much else I can really say about this for the most part though, when it comes to news and updates and all that stuff, besides the fact that we've almost nearly towards the end of the forms of Kirby Mouse Attack, because, well, after this, then we're going to be moving on to the next Kirby game in the lineup. Well, not Kirby Superstar Ultra just yet though, because I haven't really completed that game yet, but even then though, because I'm still stuck on the arena, but don't worry, we'll get to that game at some point next year, because even then though, I need to take some time and just try to chill out and relax. So if that's the case, then the next Kirby Let's Play after this will be, well, Kirby's Epic Yarn from the Nintendo Wii. So even then though, that before we're able to actually just get into Kirby Superstar Ultra, just for the sake of, like, you know, trying to able to actually get the easy games out of the way before we jump into the more tougher ones, well, I'm mostly more likely concerned about that. But anyway, let's obtain the fire ability bubble, and we can able to go all the way down in case if we're about to be able to come across something a little bit more secrecy in here. So yeah, it's a bit like how it does in the forms of Peppermint Palace, except the fact that, as I mentioned to you before, there aren't any bullcrap moments here and there, like the forms of these roly-poly enemies that I've always despised the most back in during the Amazing Mirror game, and for some reason I'm doing pretty bad at cannon shots. Because I have to be exactly at the right moments for that button presses. So anyways, the first treasure chest we need to obtain those to able to actually obtain the hammer bubble in case we actually hold this up for the entire time, and then that way we can able to hit back. And then once that's been done, then we can able to actually transform into Hammer Kirby, and then we can able to actually just hammer this particular stump here, and that way we can get ourselves our next treasure chest. So, or the first treasure chest I should say, from this level anyway. So yeah, for the most part it's not that complicated, or the only exception being is this section here, because I have no idea where I'm gonna go here. So let me just try to go down here. Although, it can be kind of confusing at times though, because even then though that, are you kidding me? I have to go to the other side. Oh, jeez. There's no way I can turn back because, you know, the door itself is closed, so... Oh well, I guess we'll come back for that after this level's done. But even then though, that, again, as far as I've mentioned this before, I don't have many issues with the forms of backtracking heavy, unlike any forms of Peppermint Palace, but the forms of Kirby and Amazing Mirror, so to speak. But that's just how I think it is, so... Anyways, there we got ourselves a silver chest to go after for, but it's getting chased by the forms of the thunderclouds. So even then though, we need to go ahead and get after it quickly before it drops all the way down. So since we've actually obtained that, now we need to make our way at the very end of the level as quickly as possible before Doc is gonna do something onto me. So, alright, nice one. Now I've got my 1-up. It's kind of weird though, because of how the fact that, well, since this game is going to be way too easy than any other Kirby games at this rate, but, you know, as far as I've mentioned this before, I don't think we can get as many of those 1-ups as we hope it will be. But anyway, new copy ability scroll, and especially noticeable with the Vitality Heart piece, so now our health extension will be extended quite enough of it. So even though we've only got 2 more left, so again, I'll meet you guys back at the very end to be able to actually obtain a 3rd and final treasure chest. So I'll meet you guys back for just a moment. Alright, I'm back in here, so yeah, again, I should probably be able to actually go up rather than just going to the right, because even then, if you go to the right, then you're probably not going to go after it. So even then, there we go. So yeah, I'll meet you guys at the very end. Okay then, that's that. And yeah, if you probably did not notice, I managed to able to obtain myself my already collecting treasure chest right there. What happens is though, is the fact that if you manage to obtain the grey variation of treasure chests themselves, it will actually give you something random, like the forms of food storage, as you can see here. And also, I've got myself my next graphical jigsaw puzzle piece. So even then, we'll show this off until we get to the collection room in the extras video though, so don't worry, we'll show off those. 6-4. I really do like the aura settings in the forms of the actual background, because that's what normally how the fact that with some summons, even the forms of the snowy environments usually retains itself like this, as far as you expect it too. So yeah, pretty cool to see though. Alright, so we definitely need to use fire for this first treasure right there, because we need to melt out those ice blocks here. And then we could potentially try and able to deal with that enemy, not to mention with this throughout. And there we go, we got ourselves a treasure chest here, so not bad. Not bad whatsoever. But hey, at least we can able to get some consumption going. So anyways. So I believe the next treasure chest we need to able to obtain though is to able to actually obtain either... I'm assuming cutter we need to get go after for, but even I know that might be some little bit more of a time there. So, in fact, you know the boxer, the forms of the actual dog face, you know, base mini boss fight. I think he only appears like 1 time or something like that. But even then, that might be something's worth mentioning. So here's Boxy once again. So even then, that hopefully we'll also be able to deal with us twice as quick as it used to be. In fact, I keep on getting hit several times because I need to, again, I need to get used to with the forms of Kirby's stomach system. So even then, though, if I need to get some more enough space to be able to actually get myself the next couple of treasure chests beyond. So yeah, some things need to be worth mentioning for this throughout. So anyways, we got ourselves the magic ability once again. So even then, though, we can able to actually just go ahead and get over here. Thank you. Oh, we. Oh, jeez, I keep getting hit most of the time. But hopefully, though, things doesn't get a little bit more confusing than ever will be. But even though that's aside from that, oh Christ. Alright, at least we avoid those. Oh, jeez. Alright, that'll do for now. Now let's go into this door beyond that, and we can able to demolish these enemies here. And we can expect to actually get ourselves the cutter ability just for a free storage, in case if I manage to able to screw things up for that point of view. And yeah, we'll just have to, you know, try and destroy these blocks. And I think we need to use the actual card deck cutting ability, because even then, though, that way we'll actually cut the rope. That way we can get ourselves a treasure that way. So, but yeah, not too bad, not too shabby either. So even then, I'm also able to use my cutter ability at first granted, because of how the fact that, you know, the 3rd and final treasure chest I need to go after for to able to actually add up to my storage for the actual Kirby stomach. So, yeah, that's as far as I can usually say about this. So, for the most part, though, it's not too shabby. So, Alright, I think fire might be very good though, because, you know, fire can easily melt ice, so that's pretty self-explanatory right there, so... In fact, we're almost there at the very end of the level, so to speak, so even then though, that we can actually, hopefully trying to actually breathing for these kinds of levels like this super duper fast right there. Especially noticeable how the fact that, well, you know, level length can get reduced for quite some time though, but anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, another thing I should probably mention about this is the fact that, well, since I've already mentioned this to you before, today was actually forms of, today was actually forms of the 23rd of, July in 2018. Sorry about that. And, yeah, I'm off. See you then. I don't like doing that. Anyways, tomorrow, that's, Mega Man X Legacy Collections 1 and 2 on the, multitude of platforms or consoles for that, mind you, were about to be released tomorrow. So even then, I'm really looking forward to able to play through all the Mega Man X series of games there. But anyways, we got another musical sheet here, another Kirby spray paint, and also the secret key to able to unlock the extra level. So, yeah, before we get into the secret extra level, let's go into, like, 6-5. So, there's no point for able to actually get those bubbles at the moment, because again, I need to save the actual storage to able to collect, I would say though, is that the majority of the treasures in this level is going to be most accurately a whole bunch of silver chests, because even then, yeah, because there's one from the very beginning. I'm presuming this level is going to be most accurately focusing on, trying to deal with every single, squeaks as a result. The only addition to the boss fight, which we're about to get into a second or later. But from now on, though, this level is going to be involved around, we have to deal out with the forms of, every single squeaks, the exception being with the leader, which we're about to get into later. So even then, at first glance, you have to deal with, Spinny first, and then, Stero second, and finally Dark for last. So even then, though, there aren't any enemies around here, as far as I'm aware for that, because even then, again, this is what the most of the level looks like, is the fact they need to duel out every single, Squeak member. So even then, though, that could be something worth mentioning for this throughout, so... Even though sometimes it might take a little bit forever to able to actually duel with them, because sometimes they, manage to able to actually get paralyzed or dizziness for a couple of seconds noticing, and then sometimes it takes about like 5 seconds later before they start to get, gain themselves back up. So even though that's the only thing, it might take forever to able to actually get into the main action here, but at least we can able to get ourselves the third and final silver chest of any sort. So anyways, let's finish them off right there, even though that, you know, trying to able to defeat them when they're still in a little bit of a stance there, then, you know, you can't deal the damage on them unless if you're able to actually just figure out if they're trying to stand upright. So, there we go then. That level's very short though too, and I deserve missing that food supply, but that's fine because I managed to able to fully restore my health, and let's see beyond those 3 silver chests that we've got inside. So we've got another jigsaw puzzle piece, and I'm presuming this might actually be the final copy pellet on the bottom screen's different pattern, and also we got ourselves another copy ability scroll there, so yeah, not bad. And we actually leads us to the boss level right there. But before we deal with the boss, let's go ahead and deal with this secret level. So, right off the bat though, we got ourselves a wheel ability from the get-go. And let's go ahead and hurry ourselves down. So, but before beyond that, we have to deal with the first treasure chest right there. So even then though, that you need to be fast on this particular treasure chest to obtain though. Because if you do not make it in nick of time, then... well, you're probably not gonna obtain that, I'm afraid. Unless if you ever restart the level or something like that, so... okay, we're almost there, so there we go. Not bad for the most part, though. And, yeah, that's all I can really think about with the forms of Ice Island. It's kind of like the ones in the forms of Peppermint Palace, except it doesn't feel nearly as confusing as the forms of how it does it by the forms of Peppermint Palace to me, though, because... normally in a Peppermint Palace, I have no idea what the heck am I supposed to go. Although, other than being that we have to configuration, we have to keep on pausing the game all over and over again, just for the sake of, like, keep on track of, which room you were about to be entering through. But that's just how I think about it, though, anyway. So let's switch to fire now. So that way we can able to actually deal with ice physics, no problem, with fire ability. So... you get the solution there. So anyways, let's go ahead and just destroy those ice blocks very, very quickly with the usage of this little heavy waterfall current and then we can able to destroy that no problem. And look at that, another golden Waddle Dee. So let's go ahead and swallow him over, and there we go. We got a second treasure chest. So, oh no, there goes my fire. Oh well. Whatever. At least we can able to actually just finish the level as normal, though. At least, though. And also, besides the point, though, the fact that I've already got myself my only last copy ability on my stomach at the moment. Well, Kirby's stomach anyway. Now it's the forms of the UFO, which even then, I'm probably. Oh jeez. Yeah, no matter what though, I'm actually gonna be, you know what, I'm just gonna use it anyway. Even though I would have, appreciated trying to able to save that up, but, honestly, that's how I think it is, so, yeah, let's just go ahead and deal with, Spinny once again. So, eat my beam. Alright, there he goes. And one last shot, and I think he's down, because, yeah, that gold door was actually over there, so... There we go then, that concludes the secret level done, and now we're going to be doing with the next boss in this game. So, in this case, a 6th boss, if you will, for this particular game itself. But first, we got ourselves another part of the secret map, and also another Kirby spray paint, and also another metal piece, but in forms of the ghost metal. So, yeah, not bad. Now let's deal with the boss. You know, with the forms of the actual squeaks themselves, but in forms of Stero and also Spinny and also Doc that we've already dealt with these guys before. Now we're taking on the leader of the group, Daruch, which even then though that he might be very tough as far as the actual boss opponent itself, because as you can tell, he constantly teleporting himself all over the place sometimes. And also he got himself his familiar staff, but in forms of, I'm assuming this is actually known as the triple star, which even then though, because as you can see, he constantly spamming those 3 triple stars all in one swing with the forms of the triple star one itself. So even then though that, yeah, he could be kind of a challenge to it, which even then though, that's how these bosses should have been done with the majority of the game, because I've managed to able to deal with these, most of the bosses in this game no problem, but at least Daruch is actually a little bit more of a challenge. But anyways though, but once you deal with him with the forms of the tornado ability as far as you see there, then you pretty much deal with him no problem. So, anyways though, and as we expected, we've got ourselves another boss badge. So, there we go then. But first, before we end things off at this point, we got ourselves our cutscenes to watch through, and also just read through, because we haven't seen cutscenes for quite some time since the very beginning. At last, the squeaks are in sight, and Kirby is closing in. His precious shortcake is within reach. What in the world? Meta Knight swoops down and naps the treasure. In a flash, he seals through the star door, leaving Kirby behind. The star door will never open up without the 5-star seals. Kirby carefully places the 5-star seals in the door and... the lock breaks and the star door opens now for the cake. So yeah, you know the star seals that we've gone through for most of the treasures? Well, the star seals is mandatory in order to actually just to continue our quest, because if you, missing 1 star seal left before 5 of them, then you have to backtrack for any other treasures from the previous world. So naturally, there are 5 of them in the game. Even though it kind of feels a bit similar to how it does in Sonic and the Secret Rings, where you have to able to collect every single 7 world rings to be able to actually get to the final point of the game. But in this, you have to collect 5 of those star seals before you move on to the next world, which should be World 7, and also it's mandatory in order to actually finish the game. So, anyways though, yeah, I guess I'll end things off here. So join me next time on Let's Play Kirby Mouse Attack / Kirby Squeak Squad. Is the fact that we're going to be moving on to World 7, which is known as Secret Sea. So see you guys next time. Later, fellas.